first day I stepped on campus, I remember I could hear it, like how they talked about the school, how guys talked about the school in the recruiting process, that it sounded familiar to me and it sounded like home a little bit. And when I stepped on a campus, it just felt like home in Ohio. And it was something that I didn't know what I was looking for really. I was 17 years old. And I knew I wanted to play soccer at a good school. I think it's like hindsight being 2020. I think I was looking just for a place that kind of felt like the most nurturing environment that I could find, I guess. But like in the moment, you're just trying to find. I think I was just trying to find anywhere I could play, and anywhere that I could prove myself. But like looking back on it now, I was really just looking for a place that made it feel like home for me.
Nice. Amazing, amazing. And
I'm very competitive in everything, in soccer, in life, in training. I hate losing games in training. I hate just losing in general. Once I figured out that you can like get like you can just be like have the highest GPA on your team and like you could beat your teammates. That's how I kind of looked at it. I wanted to beat my teammates in the classroom. And I also realized that my coaches like if my coaches saw that I was doing my work and I was being a good student, that they would trust me more. I think that's the greatest thing about PCDA is that you can do college level classes. So all the prospective coaches that you're talking to don't have to worry about you in the classroom because you've shown that you can do a college course load. So I think like I just wanted to prove that I was smarter than my teammates and then also like gain trust with my coaches. I think the last one kind of habit is just kind of actively putting others before myself. Talking about that positivity, we're talking about servant leadership though. Putting others before yourself allows you to have less pressure on yourself because you really are concerned with how your teammates are doing. And that obviously when your teammates are doing better, you'll do better. And I think when you aren't as selfish in this game, a lot more comes back to you. And like how we talked before, those kind of three qualities are our core principles at Xavier. And if you show those three qualities to any college soccer coach, and you described this kid as disciplined, positive, and a servant leader, every college soccer coach in the country would take that in a heartbeat. The one thing that I've tried to be the best at for me personally throughout my college career and my soccer career has been my attitude, my communication, my effort. And what I've noticed is that if I have the best attitude and the best communication, the best effort that I can put out on the day, my play will follow. And those are the three things that are actually controllable in this game that is very dependent on a lot of outside factors, and it's dependent on the other 10 guys on your team, the other 11 guys across from you, coaches, the field, how the game goes, the referee, and stuff like that. But if you control your attitude, your communication, your effort, and those are at top levels, no level jump or change is going to phase you, and you'll just be able to kind of just take one step on to the next because you're controlling the things that you actually can control. If all I ever thought about was being a pro, that this opportunity would fly by and that I would never get a chance at it again, to be in college and to be on a team and play for my school and stuff like that. So I kind of stopped worrying about it and I stopped trying to control it. And I just focused on the things that I actually could control, like I talked about before, and just enjoying the experience in the place I am at. You only get 4-5 years at this thing. And if you spend it trying to think about the next school that you're going to go to or what you're going to do when you go pro, you're going to not, that's not the point of this. The point of playing college soccer is to have an experience of being there with your brothers every single day in and day out, getting a degree, playing the game that you love. It's not about being selfish and focusing on things that only benefit you. And once I kind of changed that kind of selfish kind of thinking that I had, it allowed me to enjoy this experience so much more. And being a captain this year has been one of the most fun, challenging experiences I've ever had. And if I was so worried about being a pro and so worried about the next step, I wouldn't be able to enjoy it as much as I've been able to. And it's been be something that I'll look back on, like after I stopped playing soccer, and that was one of the coolest experiences I got to do. My identity is not soccer. Like when it's really nice when your identity soccer, when you're playing well, because you feel great about yourself because you're playing well, everything's great. But when you aren't playing well, it's a very slippery slope because you don't want that to dictate your whole entire mood for the 22 hours of the day. So I've been able to kind of grow other parts of my life. And I would say, as a college student, as you go through this process, I would say try and find something that you like to do outside of soccer. I say it was probably the best advice I would say as a college student.